Libya's UN-recognized government and national accord, Faiz al-Sarraj, on Wednesday, said he planned to step down within 6 weeks, as part of efforts to broker a peace agreement. Libya has endured almost a decade of violent chaos since the 2011 NATO-backed uprising that toppled and killed veteran dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Al-Sarraj GNA has battled against the rival administration in eastern Libya, led by strongman Khalifa Haftar, whose offensive against the regime in Tripoli recently ground to a halt after more than a year of deadly conflict. Both sides have since met for peace talks in Morocco after last month's announcing of surprise ceasefire and pledging national elections. Sarraj said during a brief televised address on Wednesday evening that he was willing to leave his post in favor of a new executive determined by the talks. And 7 of the 219 prisoners who escaped the Singila prison in northeast Uganda have been captured. The prisoners shot and killed a soldier who tried to intercept them before heading for Mount Muroto on Wednesday afternoon. Prison service spokesperson said they had deployed 3 helicopters and soldiers on foot to track the fugitives, as 2 of the prisoners had been reported to have been shot dead. The escapees are thought to be trying to use mountain routes to cross the border into Kenya. The prison facility, usually with a population of over 600 inmates, has been put under lockdown as investigations into how the jailbreak happened get underway. And heavy flooding has affected 500,000 people in central South Sudan. This is according to the United Nations mission in the country. The states of Lakes and Jonglei have been worst affected. The head of the mission, David Shearer, told the UN Security Council on Wednesday that heavy rainfall and flooding of the River Nile had devastated parts of the country. Shearer told this council via video link from the capital of Juba that humanitarians are working incredibly hard to help people living without shelter, food and sanitation in the middle of the rainy season. He added that there had been an upturn in conflicts from the splintering of armed groups. Shearer said until the situation has calmed down, tensions remain high and efforts must be made to stop a resurgence. And I'll take a short break. The news continues right after.
The next moment is more partisan. I want to stress that no matter what anybody might think, we will remain more partisan because we are expecting that we are expecting for our people, because of the expectation of our people, and because of the neighborhood guidelines of our ancestors. We will be father to everybody. We are not expected to name either way to this or to that to anybody, because we see every candidate as our children.
Oba Ewere II has spoken. Vote your conscience. Vote for development. Vote for peace. This message is sponsored by Benin Indigenous People's Assembly. Be part.
In the news, the head of the United States Center for Disease Control on Wednesday said there would be enough doses of the coronavirus vaccine available by the middle of 2021. CDC Director Robert Redfield told the Senate committee investigating the response to COVID-19 that the availability of the vaccines would allow the U.S. get back to normality, only for his statements to be questioned by President Donald Trump afterwards. Redfield told the Senate committee investigating the response to COVID-19 that the vaccinations will begin in November or December 2020, but doses will be limited and will have to be prioritized. The first doses would go to people like frontline healthcare workers and the most vulnerable. The CDC director also stressed the need to wear face masks, stating that the masks might work better at protecting people from the new coronavirus than vaccines. A top United States diplomat, Keith Krach, will arrive in Taiwan on Thursday in a further sign of Washington's willingness to defy China in its campaign to isolate the Silk-Road Island. The U.S. State Department said Krach, Under Secretary of State for Economic Growth, Energy and the Environment, was heading to Taipei to attend the memorial service for late President Lee Teng-Hui on Saturday. The trip, the second high-ranking U.S. visit in as many months, sparked an immediate rebuke from China, which balks at any recognition of Taiwan and has mounted a decade-long policy of marginalizing the democratic island. Relations between the United States and China are at their lowest point in decades, with the two sides clashing over a range of trade, military and security issues, as well as the coronavirus pandemic. Washington's increased outreach to Taiwan under U.S. President Donald Trump has become yet another flashpoint between the two powers. Taiwan's Foreign Ministry said Krach, accompanied by his Assistant Secretary, would also discuss how to strengthen bilateral economic cooperation during his 3-day visit. Taiwan President will hold a dinner for the U.S. delegation on Friday. And finally, Barbados has announced its intention to remove Queen Elizabeth as its head of state and become a republic. The Caribbean island nation's government said the time has come to fully leave the colonial past behind. It aims to complete the process in time for the 55th anniversary of the independence of Britain in November 2021. A speech written by Prime Minister Mia Mottley said Barbadians wanted a Barbadian head of state. And that's KUFM's news around the world. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. Libyan Unity Government Chief disclosed plans to step down. Confusion over U.S. vaccine rollout after President Trump questions disease chief. Barbados to remove Queen Elizabeth as head of state. Do remember that to continue unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Coronavirus as well. Wash your hands regularly with soap on the running water. Use your face masks when in public to stay safe. KUFM's News Around the World was produced by God Sent Obebo. I am Omoyo Agbaide saying thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
My girl tell you to observe it.